Welcome to yet another very cringe and very gay video, going over a very cringe and very gay drama that surrounds a very cringe and very gay person that goes by Scribbles. Before I trek too far into that drama, who is Scribbles, you might be asking? Well, Scribbles is a very psychotic and malicious art commentary, closeted heterosexual wannabe gold star lesbian YouTuber. And I say wannabe gold star lesbian because it's very evident to me, judging by her behavior online of course, that she had sex with the man at least once, and he beat the shit out of her because she probably deserved it. This woman is not just a 43-year-old psychotic sandpaper pussy, she's also one of those lesbians.
Alright, the good old women need men to protect us from men, but don't women dare suggest men pose a danger to us. Oh, but some women choose to be servile housewives. Yeah, I'm sure girls routinely having it instilled in them from a young age that women clean up after men has absolutely nothing to do with it. Men will punch walls over minor inconveniences and then call women emotional. You know who makes lesbian porn? Straight people. And yeah, you're pretty fucking homophobic saying because lesbian porn, which is very inaccurate, homophobic, and not usually performed by lesbians, I must relate to hypersexualizing oneself as straight men. I think all we need to know is men are 6 times more likely to leave their wife for getting sick. It's so funny when men who treat dating like a competitive meat market get upset when they attract women who think the same way. The males tend to be pretty expendable in nature. The premise of Hooters is that they have to show you their tits in order to get paid enough to eat. Seems kind of exploitative to me. You chose to let your dick lead you to the restaurant where they exploit young women who need a paycheck. Do you have no self-control? Did armed soldiers march you in and tie you to the seat? Men fantasize about women having no personality or desires outside of them. Men want silicone sex dolls, not women. A boy getting something practical and cool like a knife, and a girl getting something passive and material like a doll is a kind of subtle sexism many women experienced as girls.
All of that aside, the most notable thing about Scribbles is that she made 40 plus videos on one person. I don't like Lily Orchard, nobody does, but my god, bro, 40 videos. What's wrong with you? Like, that is actually psychotic. Now, usually the following PSA would go without saying because I would feel like it's entirely unnecessary, but unfortunately, autism exists, so I'm gonna have to say it anyway. I am not in any way, shape, or form defending Lily Orchard at all whatsoever. Lily Orchard is a fucking weirdo that wrote an entire child porn incest novel. However, I would like to highlight here that in my conversation with Scribbles, where I stated that nobody cares about the victims, including her, including Lio, etc., she seemed to completely disagree with that take.
What's the edgy take with pointing out that nobody actually cares about the victims? Where's the edgy take in that?
Well, isn't that, well, first, isn't that Lio's whole community built around helping victims? And second, it's just a fucking edgy thing to say because you think you're upsetting people and you think you're so fucking tough when you're
I don't think that's edgy. I think you care as much about the victims as Lio does.
Oh, that's an interesting statement to make, yeah.
I mean, am I wrong?
You are.
So yeah, she's effectively saying here that she does in fact care about the victims. But how much do you really care about the victims whenever a person that claims to have been raped by Lily Orchard is not somebody you're willing to support anymore because, you know, they no longer support you?
I think you care as much about the victims as Lio does.
Oh, that's an interesting statement to make, yeah.
I mean, am I wrong?
You are.
Okay, have you given the victims money? No,
I would have if she didn't crash out on me and left my community and then and is now with Lio Convoy.
That's a really strange thing to claim you care about the victims, but then simultaneously also claim that your support of them is entirely dependent upon their allegiance to you. That's pretty silly. But speaking of silly, I also find it very silly that within those 40-something videos you've done on Lily Orchard, you've done quite a number of them that are you responding to Lily Orchard's, like, fucking pop culture takes. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I'm at all supposed to take you seriously about your claim you care about the victims of some pedophile you've been going after for 40-something videos, when within those videos you're sitting there bitching about goddamn Lily Orchard's stupid fucking takes on Dragon Age? Like, I don't know. I think that's all very silly. Anyway, the drama.
Rape.
Rape, rape. Rape, rape. Rape, rape. So for the last couple weeks, Scribbles has been crashing the fuck out. So as an example of said crash out that's been going on for over 2 weeks now, I left this incredibly based super chat in a Cope and Seethe stream. She was very upset by this. You want to know how I know she was upset by this? Because after somebody brought it to her attention, her immediate response was to compel her community to flag down my Patreon, that you can of course visit right now at patreon.com/Gilded Poo. And if you're too lazy for that shit for whatever fucking reason, you can always click the link in the description or the pinned comment. You of course get multiple perks no matter which tier you choose. However, if you choose the $5 tier or higher, you will get access to my Patreon only Discord. And on top of that, no matter which tier you choose, whether it's the $1 tier or the $50 tier, you will have the ability to watch live an upcoming podcast that'll be premiering on this channel as it's being recorded. But with the shilling out of the way, I should point out as well that she did not just talk about doing that, but was also giving instruction as to how. In fact, she is so upset by this drama going on, she has gone on Tumblr and bitched about random fucking chatters in Beckett's server, for fuck's sake. She is not mad though. She's not upset at all. This is not a crash out. There's nothing to see here. So ultimately, what is this drama in question? It is the most retarded drama, like, ever. Well, it all started because Scribbles doesn't like Lio Convoy.
So controversial, yet so brave.
She was recycling the same tired, ancient arguments that literally everybody else has said, whilst also on top of that, claiming that Lio Convoy is both a groomer and a predator.
Yeah, you hang around with a bunch of people way younger than you, and you seem to do, like, a lot of groomy-ish things, so I don't blame anybody for, like, suspecting you. Lio, how come you can attest to the fact that predators are very well connected online? Why are you so intimate with this knowledge, Lio? I'm just...
Anywho, Rosebud here decided to go 2 steps further. One is wishing death on Lio, and the other is insinuating that he's a predator in disguise. Because we all know that a sexual predator of children would tell them, stop interacting!
Allegedly, in my opinion, you are, yeah.
She will later make the claim to Dreadful Jax that Dreadful Jax himself was groomed by Lio Convoy. And then, shortly thereafter in the same discussion, also claim that grooming, well, that's not really grooming. Like, grooming doesn't always mean sexual stuff. Yeah, so this is a very queer take, dishonest take from Sai here. You cannot sit there on your fat fucking ass and pretend like everybody else is crazy for thinking child predation when you're sitting there calling somebody a groomer entirely devoid of any evidence of any kind whatsoever. And for those few of you who don't know who Dreadful Jax is or know the lore or whatever, what have you, you can just go to the link in the description or click that weird link that'll pop up in the right-hand corner. It goes into all the detail about the Dreadful Jax versus Lio bullshit. Anyway, moving on. That is essentially where all that started. I could dig into the exact origins and go into more detail, but honestly, who gives a fuck? And aside from the recent Jax shit I just showed you, everything else that she said about Lio happened entire months ago. It had nothing to do with me, so why should I give a shit? That is until it did have something to do with me. You see, guys, Spiderweb Crotch decided that she was going to watch a video by Viaki, or Vaki, or as I call him, Vicky. And in that video contained a recorded call from my server. So what was it about that call that got our friendly neighborhood 43-year-old vacuum-sealed pussy so upset?
The same guy in the later call was joking about essaying Caitlin Coy, the woman Lio is so desperately trying to defend. I know Peaches is jealous in heaven right now.
I mean, wasn't it like the Splatoon chick he was after? Wasn't she like a teenager before I ripped her last night?
God damn, you didn't share? What the man?
Yeah, I know you said you wanted to take that cherry, but I just couldn't help myself. Hey, what's the name of the Splatoon girl he's after?
Caitlin Coy.
Okay.
It's not like
She your best friend? She exposed 18 plus imagery to minors.
Well, actually, I popped her cherry last night. I pinned her down and ripped her and came inside her, and she might get pregnant. My goal is to actually get her pregnant.
No, you
No, the thing is, here,
Fox, I thought you had her butt.
No,
Okay.
sorry, sir. I actually took her hiking last night.
No,
Real
you
quick.
can't do that.
You know how I didn't come to bed last night? That's because I was raping her in the basement all night.
Fantastic.
And for obviously dishonest and malicious reasons, lesbian Jabba the Hutt with tits is trying to make the claim that Lio Convoy sarcastically saying fantastic,
Fantastic.
while clearly rolling his eyes, is somehow evidence of an endorsement of what was being said. Actually insane. I should also add real quick that the person that the rape joke is about is Caitlin Coy, a person that Vicky has said in a recent video is essentially a groomer. Allegedly, by the way. I actually have no evidence whatsoever if she is or isn't. I tried to interview her, she told me to fuck off, so take that however you want. Also, I want to point out that nobody in this conversation knew that Caitlin Coy was a sexual assault survivor, but I also want to throw out there that I don't care. Now, granted, some of you that fetishize the idea of nuance might be in the comments right now saying, well, maybe she has the autism. And if that's really the argument you're going to go with, then I guess I would have to counter that with, quite simply, I think maybe the Austrian mustache man may have had a point about eugenics. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the real explanation for this, if it's not malicious, is that this woman actually just doesn't go outside. When asked what responsibilities she has, if any, she literally replied with, I have a triple monitor setup.
I have a 3-monitor setup, babe. It's pretty easy to draw, edit videos, talk to people, listen to music, etc. while taking 2 seconds to type on the twatter.
So yeah, your options are either A, she's being a malicious and maligned cunt, or B, the closest thing she ever gets to touching grass is rubbing the moss that grows between her ashy beef curtains. So naturally, of course, at this point, I get involved on Blue Sky. You can follow me there, by the way, link below. This ultimately, of course, resulted in an argument between her and I on a live stream on Goddammit Malcolm's channel. And in this discussion, she said things like, you should never joke about raping women.
I don't think it's cool to talk about raping women, especially women who are sexual assault survivors, no matter what you think they've done on the internet that's inappropriate.
She also described this as inappropriate behavior.
I mean, if you want to defend alleged pedophiles, more power to you. Go for it.
I don't see how making rape comments about women is inappropriate no matter what is defending her actions. How do you justify that?
No matter what.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
This somehow transcended into a Beckett stream where she then proceeded to say this shit.
I'm just no longer interested in networking our channels together because it's a line for me that you're complacent with men making rape jokes about random women. Like I said, what I asked you was, Bonk having a rape fetish is bad. Or are you complacent with men making rape jokes about women? Square that circle for me. You gave me your answer, and I said, okay, I'm drawing a line in the sand there. That is it. I don't know why you think that's purity testing or me demanding you flog yourself or do anything. I was just informing you of my stance on your answer.
Hold on. I mean, again, that's obviously a fucking purity test, Sai. Like, that's just obvious. Yes.
Yeah, she is literally saying, Gilded Poo or me, like giving an insane, absurd ultimatum, trying to gatekeep the internet. If that wasn't enough, it gets even worse. This entire argument somehow wound up in the OpBlock server, aka Falgi, and just turned into this entire fucking mess. All of that shit about rape jokes get greatly contradicted in that. Again, we'll dissect that later. After that discussion was over with, she unironically started crashing out and fucking accusing Falgi of abusing her. Accusing him of love bombing her.
Love bombing me? Saying going over the line will result in a timeout right before he lets Lio and Gilded say whatever they want to me without consequences, and then immediately makes content out of it. Except Falgi instigated this after love bombing me. Falgi basically love bombed me before pushing me into arguing with Lio, ignored me in DMs, and then went live with Beckett to make content out of the fight.
I guess now might be a good time to mention that there was a Goddammit Malcolm stream at the time of me editing this video, wherein Sai Scribbles decided to say this.
I didn't say Falgi was abusive to me. I said the CC is abusive and uses cult tactics, because they do.
The accusation that you made was that Falgi had love bombed you. Love bombing is an abusive tactic that you accused him of using on you specifically.
Liar.
She even made the argument that she was somehow forced or manipulated into joining that discussion.
He goaded me into arguing with Lio in his server, but just let him and Gilded say all sorts of unhinged shit. And now he's immediately gone and made it content the same night. Like, fuck off, dude.
You could have just not typed anything, by the way. You could have just not done that. And as a bonus, while we're on the topic of Falgi and Sai, I want to show you this little gem. It's fucking amazing. It's definitely proof that Sai is in no way, shape, or form crashing out at all whatsoever.
He's lucky I don't come cut off his mailing test. I'm sorry.
So if you've made it this far into the video and you're asking the very crucial and important question, is this drama really as a direct result of a gay furry making a rape joke about a woman to a guy that was calling said woman a child groomer? The answer is yes.
Rape, 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 rape on the first fucking date. Rape, 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 rape. Put that pussy on my motherfucking face.
So, making rape jokes, especially about a woman, is inappropriate behavior. Okay, is it inappropriate behavior to have a server with minors in it, even having a minor role, whilst also having a not safe for work room that you later give the appropriate role for to said minors? Now granted, she did hide the room. It's not accessible anymore by minors or anyone else but her, but like, that only happened after getting made fun of for it. Later saying shit like this does not give me all the confidence in the world.
A 17-year-old possibly seeing furry tits is worse than a man talking about raping an SA survivor for fun? That's some scale you have. Do you somehow think a teenager maybe seeing furry tits behind a spoiler is anywhere near the level of you talking about raping a female YouTuber to get back at a teenage boy?
One of those is a crime. The other is a joke set on the internet. This is ignoring the fact that, yes, there are still minors in that server, along with 200 plus mentions of cum. I'm not saying that she's a groomer or a pedophile or anything like that. Not even close. I would not say that. There is no evidence for that. Do not say that. However, what I am saying is that I linked the Discord logs down below, and you can go look at those. It's probably also interesting to point out here that whenever it was brought to her attention that there were that many mentions of cum in her server, the following was her response.
Because no 15-year-old anywhere has said cum, orgasm, or blowjob.
That would make the argument that the environment in her server is vastly more inappropriate than a rape joke said on the internet. However, that's just my opinion. An opinion, by the way, that I'm only humoring for the sake of this mental exercise because I actually don't give a fuck about her fucking server or the contents therein. But don't worry, my dear viewer, because it only gets worse from here. Because now we're going to be talking about Lily Orchard's weird child porn incest novel thing that I didn't even hear about until this drama. And in fact, I wouldn't even know it was child porn if it weren't for the fact that Sai literally said that it would constitute child porn in Canada, which is where Lily is from.
Yes, it could be legally considered CSAM in Canada.
So if it really is what you claim would constitute child porn in the country of origin that Lily Orchard is from, why did you distribute it on Twitter?
There is a smoking gun of Lily Orchard confessing to writing CSAM. I know it seems like a silly, horny pony fic, but the Dash family and Razzle Dazzle are full of explicit scenes involving young girls, child-parent incest, and child grooming. If you want to look through the horrors Lily Orchard proudly admitted to writing in 2015 for yourself.
But another great question is, why did you also post that link on your Tumblr? Actually, more to the point, why did you post it on your Tumblr and then link that post in your Discord that we've already established has minors in it? But the best part, to bring it all full circle here, is that the entire reason she claims that the not safe for work room that I mentioned earlier was even made at all in the first place, you know, the one that she allowed minors to enter, that was only created so that her and some other person could actually read the fucking goddamn child porn novel that fucking Lily Orchard wrote.
I mean, the Not Safe for Work section was made quickly because Krim and I needed to laugh at a Stockholm passage that described the, let's say, southern regions of a female character as tangy.
You can talk about rape jokes being inappropriate all day, but distributing what you're calling child porn, somehow that's not at all inappropriate? Again, to reiterate, there is no evidence of any kind that this woman is a pedophile, and I'm not gonna make that claim. Unlike her, I'm not gonna sit here and just make up fucking shit I can't prove because I don't like someone. So going back a bit to her being forcibly double penetrated by Lio and I, we and her had an interaction where she proceeded to make a rape joke about my kid and I.
Have you been raped yet? Says Gilded Poo, quote unquote.
I disavow.
Why did you read that like it was a child's book?
Sai goes on to say, you should take your son to a nice park or something. Diesel, why don't you read the next line?
Yeah, clearly not raped enough.
Sai says, your son? Question mark to that specific statement.
For those of you who like rape jokes bad, there you go. There is Sai making rape jokes about a child.
Whenever I think appropriate internet behavior, I can think of nobody more consistent than Sai Scribbles. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and all that other gay shit. However, with that out of the way, I'd also like to say thank you to Axe for making the thumbnail for this video. It's a very good thumbnail, for I am the rape guy. I'd like to thank Sunny for LARPing as a lesbian for the purposes of this video. And I'd also like to thank a few people that want to go unnamed for helping me with this video. But most of all, I would like to thank my patrons for giving me the booze I need to tolerate any of this fucking shit at all in the first place. And if you want to be a patron just like them to have whatever name you want posted on the screen for everybody to see, you can either go to the link in the description or in the pinned comment. However, if you don't want to do any of that and you just want to watch another Gilded Poo video, you should be seeing one on the screen right now. Like always, go fuck yourself.